Hello, good morning students. How are you? I hope you will be good and enjoying studying physics at home these days. I am Dr. R.K. Sharma, your physics educator. So today we are going to start a very new interesting chapter called AC circuits, that is alternating current circuits. Okay, so today the topic is the AC circuit and the very first topic is alternating current. Okay, so what is alternating current? So basically you will see that is along the y-axis, suppose we take the current variation, and along the x-axis we take the time variation. So that is the variation of the current with respect to time. Alright, so what you see here, that is the current varies from origin. From here it goes up and then comes down. Okay, so that for the first half cycle, that is till t by 2, it is in positive phase, and for next half it is in negative phase, that is till t. And similarly it continues again positive and negative. So what we are finding here or seeing, observing, that is the magnitude, means that from here it is increasing, okay, then it is decreasing, then it is increasing negative side and all. Okay, so the magnitude of the current is varying or changing at every point. Okay, this side as well as this side. However, the phase is changing periodically. Why? Because first half it is positive, for the next half it is negative, then again next half it is positive, then next half it is negative. Okay, meaning thereby that is this is the current whose magnitude is changing continuously but phase is changing periodically. So such currents are called alternating currents. Clear? So therefore, in short, you can summarize the definition: the current whose magnitude changes continuously but phase changes periodically is called alternating current. And as you see, the magnitude is changing at every instant or point of time, so therefore you can call this as instantaneous current. So therefore the alternating current is also called as instantaneous current. Alright, and the expression for this is I is equal to I naught sine omega t, where I is the instantaneous current and I naught is called peak current or maximum current or the amplitude of the current. Clear? Well, similarly we have the instantaneous voltage. That is symbolized by E is equal to E naught sine omega t, right? So the graph will be the similar. Only thing is along the y-axis you will have the symbol for the voltage, right? And this side the current. So even at times you can represent by the V also. That is V is equal to V naught sine omega t. So it is imagined in some of the books you find this expression, and some books you will find V is equal to V naught sine omega t as well. Clear? Yes. Now the next point is average value of AC alternate current over one complete cycle. Alright, so the moment you will calculate over one complete cycle, that is when the time varies from 0 to t, because basically this is basically the time or the direct current basically, right, which is equal to the current or the charge flowing in half of the cycle of AC, right, alternating current. So therefore that one complete cycle, that is for full time t. So then in one complete cycle the average current, we call it as I average or I mean, is equal to 0. Now the next is the mean or average value of AC alternating current. So this is basically the direct current, okay, which flows for the same time as the AC flowing for half of the time, right? So here for the mean or average value of AC, the time limit will only vary, that is from 0 to t by 2. And when instead of 0 to t we take 0 to t by 2, right? Then the I average is not for full cycle, it is half cycle, okay? So it comes as mean value or the average value is 2I naught upon pi. That is, the moment you substitute the value of pi, you will get 0.637 I naught. And similarly, the mean voltage or the average voltage will also be the same, right, as per AC. And as I use the term here, the peak or maximum or amplitude current is symbolized by I naught. It is maximum value, hence it will be constant. Similarly, you will have the peak or maximum or the amplitude voltage, that is E naught or maybe the V naught. Either symbol we can use, either E naught or V naught, and of course the unit will be in terms of volts. Clear? So these are very important parameters. Alright. Now the most important is the root mean square current or as well as voltage. Root mean square, meaning thereby what is this? This is basically the current, okay, right, in which the charge flows for the same time, okay, as flowing in the AC circuit. Alright, so we take the average. You find, that is in AC there are number of, the variations of current, okay. So if you take the square of those current and mean and then root, okay, so that will be called square root mean square current, meaning thereby it is basically the square root of the average or the mean of the square of the current variations over one complete cycle. Or indirectly it is nothing but, for mathematical purpose, okay, it is basically in terms of the heat generated or produced by the DC, okay, as produced by the AC. So we equate both the terms of the heat produced in both kind of the current, that is direct as well as the AC. Then we come to the conclusion, the IRMS, it is the symbol in short, okay, of root mean square current. That is IRMS. We also symbolize by I effective. So in short we write is EFF in suffix, okay, or I virtual, VIR. So there are three names: IRMS, that is root mean square current, or the effective current, or the virtual current. Symbolically we write IRMS or I effective or I virtual. It's always equal to I naught upon root 2, and when root 2 is simplified it comes to 0.707 I naught. And similarly you will have the root mean square voltage or the effective voltage or the virtual voltage. So you can use the symbol V, or you can use the symbol of E for voltage. So IRMS is equal to VIRMS is equal to V effective is equal to V virtual. Is on the similar ground you can say V naught upon root 2 or 0.707 of this. Alright. So these are some important, the parameters, okay, or the quantities, physical quantities in AC circuits. And now based on this we do have some questions, okay, which may be asked, okay, in 1 mark or maybe the 2 mark in your board examination, or even at times in your competitive examination, right, like JEE and NEET, etc. So the first question is, that is, in our household there is a AC mains, there is a board where the electricity is coming, okay, from the power station. So suppose our the AC mains, okay, at house or home is marked as 220 volts and 50 hertz, right? So we have to write down the expression for the instantaneous EMF or instantaneous voltage. Instantaneous voltage, right? Only the two parameters may be given, that is AC means voltage is 220 and the frequency of AC which is coming to our household, okay, or home is 50 hertz. So we need to find out or write down the expression for instantaneous voltage. Now here you see the instantaneous voltage is represented by E is equal to E naught sin omega t, or V is equal to V naught sin omega, meaning thereby we need to find out the value of E naught, that is maximum or peak value of voltage. Remember please, whatever the voltages or the current values are given in the question, they are always RMS values, until as the term used for peak value, maximum value, or the that is effective value. There were three names. Okay, if those terms are not used, means the given data is for RMS, meaning thereby this 220 volt given is nothing but the RMS voltage. So therefore given is ERMS is 220. This is what the frequency nu. In some books you will find a small f also a symbol for frequency, right? So then E naught is how much? You know the formula, that is VRMS is equal to V naught upon root 2. So if you take root 2 here, so V naught you will get. So therefore the E naught will be root 2 times the VRMS. So root 2 into ERMS is given to us 220. So you simply solve it. Okay, it's a simple mathematics. Okay, so it will be in terms of volts. So whatever value comes, but ultimately you should know the process or the formula. Simple mathematics, that is multiplication division, is your simple, your upper. Now we need, because in this expression we are asked this expression, so we need omega also, that is the angular frequency, right? And angular frequency is a 2 pi nu. Given term is nu, that is a frequency. So 2 pi nu. So pi we have placed the value 3.14 and nu is 50. So solve it, you get this value. Okay, that is in hertz. All right, or we call it also as radian per second as well, right? So then once we know the ERMS and the of course angular velocity omega, right? So then we can write down the expression like this: E is equal to E naught sine omega t. So here it is, E naught is equal to E naught sine omega t, but E naught we just calculated as suppose 311. So we will write 311 sine, and omega also you got 314 into t. So this is basically the final expression of instantaneous EMF. Okay, if our AC mains is marked in this way, that is voltage 220 and the frequency 50, then the AC voltage drawn, right, or coming here is represented by this expression. Clear? Yes. Now, so there is another important question. Okay, suppose we are giving some the instantaneous EMF in question itself, that is any instant EMF, okay, is 140 sine 314 t. Then we will be asked what is the peak value of the EMF, what is the frequency, okay, of the AC source, something like that. Okay, or maybe the if resistance is given, then we can find out the peak current or rather effective current as well. So now the EMF is given how much? 140 sin omega t, right? So we have to compare this with the standard equation. E is equal to, this was E is equal to E naught sin omega t, right? E is equal to E naught sin omega t. It was by mistake it's written, this is E actually. Okay, so now this is the standard equation, and given equation is E is equal to 140 sin omega, this was T. So we write the general equation and the given equation and then compare both. Okay, so the moment we will compare, okay, you will find in place of E naught the 140 is coming. So by comparing both, okay, you are getting E naught as 140, that is the peak voltage is this much, that is root 2, where is this E naught? E naught is already given, that is because the expression is E is equal to E naught sin omega t, and if we are asked the ERMS, so ERMS of VRMS is V naught upon root 2 or E naught upon root 2. So E naught upon root 2, right? E naught is given 140 and we divide by root 2, So the moment you will simplify, you will get it as 100 volts. Clear? And then of course, the frequency as well. So we know that it says omega is equal to 2 pi nu. So nu frequency is omega upon 2 pi. Omega is given here. The moment you compare a sine omega t, here it is 314 t. So that is by comparing, the 314 is nothing but equal to omega. So therefore, omega 314 2 pi, when you substitute, the moment you will simplify, you will get a 50, that is 50 hertz. Alright? Yes. So these are the very two important questions. Now we can take one more. See, you will be given a graph like this. So that is, some current is varying like this, okay? This is the origin O here, okay? So the current goes up, then comes down, then goes up, then down. So above the x-axis, okay, this value is suppose plus 2 ampere, and the negative side it is minus 2 ampere. So there are, we can see in this graph, there are three variations basically. So this current you can say assume as I1, and this current you can say as I2, and this current you can assume it as say I3. So there are three variations: positive, negative, then positive. And we are asked, find the AC current, that is IRMS. We have to find out what is the root mean square current from this very graph. So as I was explaining here, okay, basically it should be the mean square, or other square root of the mean of the square variations of the current. Now what are the variations? I1, I2, I3. What are their values? Plus 2, minus 2, plus 2. Okay. So accordingly we can say, therefore IRMS, okay, will be equal to how much? I1 square plus I2 square plus I3 square by 3. So this is giving basically the square root of mean of the square of the current variations. So therefore 2 square and I2 is minus 2, the minus 2 square plus 2 square by 3. The moment you solve it, you will come across 0.2 ampere. Okay. So therefore this is basically what? That is AC. So this way we can solve the questions. So these were very, very important the topics of this chapter, that is AC circuits. I hope you understood each and everything there. Sure? Yeah. So please enjoy like this. I feel that these are all systematic terms, okay? So I hope you enjoy this session and do a written revision of the same at home, then you will be master of it. Okay? Thank you. Have a nice day.